Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the next topic, that is solutions to critical section problem. So in the last lecture, we discussed the concept of process synchronization, and we also discussed what are the different criteria, right? We discussed about mutual exclusion. What else did we discuss as progress and bounded weight? So these are the three criteria, right? Yes. So in this lecture we are going to the first solution, that is a two process solution, and in that there are three different approaches, guys, and you will see improvement as we progress, guys. So the first type is using a boolean variable turn, using a boolean array flag, and Peterson solution. Okay, so we'll be discussing about these three in this lecture. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll be discussing about operating system solutions like counting semaphores and binary semaphores. After that we'll be discussing about hardware solutions, and we are not going to discuss anything about monitors. Okay, yes, if there are any PYQs, I'll be giving you overview there itself, guys. Okay, because monitors has never been asked, and there could be around one or two questions, and that too true or false, that's it. Okay, yes. So let us start with the first solution, that is a two process solution, and the first solution inside it is using a boolean variable turn. So what exactly we do here is, so I will not show you the book, or I will not show you the example in the book, guys. I will be explaining you directly on the white paper, guys, because only then you will understand it clearly. Okay, yes. So what exactly boolean variable turn says is, so the turn value, so we are going to create a boolean variable turn. So if you recall, what is a boolean variable, guys? So the value might be 0 or the value might be 1, right? Yes. And the initial value of this turn is undefined. So it could be 0 or it could be 1 based on your interest. You can keep any number as per your interest. Okay. Yes. And there is a really important thing, guys. So please concentrate, and if you are having a book near you, please write it down along with me, guys, because these are the standard codes from Galvin, and most of the examinations like GATE, any kind of examination will follow this book only as a standard book. Okay, yes. So the codes you might exactly see in some PYQs. Okay, yes. So while 1, okay, so while turn not equal to 0 with the semicolon, guys, I'm clearly saying you with the semicolon. Okay, you will understand what exactly, why did I write that semicolon and all those things. Turn equal to 1 remaining section. Okay, remainder section or remainder section. Okay, the code ends. Okay, so the same code here also, but the value will change, that set. Okay, so while turn not equal to 1 critical section, I think the video is clear only, right? Yes. Okay, critical section turn equal to 0 remainder section. Okay, so here what is the thing, guys? So here I am clearly saying there are only two processes, right? So we are taking brown and blue, so let us take brown and blue only. Okay, yes. So assume that the initial value of a turn is a 0, guys. Okay, so what is the initial value of turn? It is a 0. Okay, so while of 1 is an infinite loop, guys. I hope everyone knows it, right? Yes. So while of 1 is an infinite loop. Okay, yes. So what exactly while of 1 inside, what is there? So let us start with this process first. So it will come here. Okay, it will check. So while of turn not equal to 0 means it is a saying, if it is not equals to 0, it will go inside the body, right? Yes. So the main thing here is, basically whenever we are writing a while loop, you will write a while some code, and you will never use a semicolon directly here, right? Yes. Okay, so we will never say semicolon with while, right? Sorry for that. Okay, so the thing why we used semicolon here is, so we want to trap that particular thing here, guys. So basically our program we want to trap it here. So that is the reason why we are trying to trap it. Okay, so it's not program, it's process, right? Yes. Okay, so our process, we want to trap it here. So basically what exactly happens here is, so as a turn value 0 is not equal to 0. So is it true or false, guys? So it is a false, right? Because true is equals to true. So this is a false. Hence you will not go inside the loop, but you will come outside, right? Yes. So this brown guy will go to the critical section, will execute the critical section code, and he will update this turn to 1. okay, and he will complete his process with reminder section, and he will come back for next execution, right? Yes. So assume that blue was idle and he doesn't want to go inside, and assume that now brown starts his execution again, so the next loop. So what he will do, he will again come inside, he will check while turn is not equals to 0. So now 1 is not equal to 0, so this is absolutely true. So what will happen if it is a true? I told you it will go inside the loop. So inside the body, is there anything, guys? No. So what it will do, it will come again to the same spot, it will again check the condition. 1 is not equals to 0, sorry for that, 1 is not equals to 0, again it will become true. So again it will go inside, it will check, so again it will come to the condition. So it is going to go in an infinite loop, and it will never going to go inside the critical section, guys. Okay, so assume that now the charge has been given to blue guy. So basically brown was trying. After some time this blue guy came to play. So now this guy was paused, and now this blue guy has started. So now what he will do, he will come and check here. Okay, so while of a turn is not equals to 1, so 1 is not equal to 1. Is it true or false, guys? It is a false. So means this guy will be pushed into the critical section. So he will continue his critical section code, he will execute, and he will make the turn is equals to 0 now. Okay, so once he made the turn equal to 0, he will complete the execution of the remainder code, and he will come back here. So if he wants to join again, so now it is a 0 not equal to 1, means now he will be in a trap, right? Yes. So now this guy can continue. So basically if this guy checks again, so his value will be 0 not equals to 0, and this will be false, and this guy can continue inside the critical section and execute the code, right? Yes. So now if you observe here carefully, at any moment of time, there is no two people inside the critical section, right? So these two guys are never seen in the critical section parallelly, right? Yes. So with that understanding, we can clearly say that mutual exclusion is achieved here, right? Yes. And what about and there is a small problem here, guys. So the problem here is, so if I want to execute brown guy 2 times, I can never execute it, guys. Always once a brown guy is executed, blue guy should execute, then brown guy, then blue guy, then brown guy, then blue guy. So this is called as a strict alteration, guys. Alternation or strict alternation. Okay, so basically strictly these two guys, one after the other, they should execute. That's it. There is no more words or no more discussion. So that is an issue with respect to this. So that is the reason why this method will not be a progress, guys. Got it? Yes. So for easy understanding, in my book I have clearly wrote an example like step by step, guys. So assume that the initial value of a turn is a 1. Okay, so then we are selecting the process 1, and we came inside a turn 1 is not equal to 1. So 1 is not equal to 1, hence the result is a false. So I am entering into the critical section. Okay, so once I am inside the critical section, context switch has been occurred, guys. And to be clear, context switch can happen any time in the whole code, guys. There is no rule that it can happen here only or here only. It can happen any moment of time. If you want me to do, you will inform me. That's it. I will do it. That's it. In that way. Okay. Yes. So now context switch has been occurred. So now it is checking on the other side while turn is not equal to 0. What is the value of turn? It is a 1. 1 is not equal to 0. Yes, that is a true. Means it is in trap. So it's going to check for as much time as it wants. And at the end, at some moment of time, it is going to do context switching. So once it does the context switch, it continue from the critical section. So after critical section, we are having turn equal to 0 and the remainder section. So if it wants to check again, so now it will be in trap. So you observed here, right? Yes. And similarly, once this thing is swapped here, so it will enter into the critical section. So again it will swap. So in this way, the strict alteration is there. So the final conclusion is using this traditional turn method, mutual exclusion will be executed, progress will not be executed, and there is no deadlock issue. So deadlock issue is something like both of them cannot execute. It's permanent lock something. Okay. Yes. So we'll be discussing it. So don't worry. As a forced alternation, it is a strict alternation and continues according to the requirements. Okay. Yes. So now you got an idea, right? Yes. So this is all about the initial Boolean variable turn, guys. Guys, this is the first time we are learning this. So that is the reason why this topic took a bit long. But the next two will be taking less time, guys, when compared to the previous one, right? Yes. Okay, so now let us go through using a Boolean array flag. So instead of using a single variable like a turn, here we are going to use an array, guys. So here that array is going to contain, okay, so I'll be drawing it directly rather than writing the whole code. I'll be just showing you here itself, okay. Yes, so just give me a second. Okay, so this is the flag. Okay, so the initial values are fixed here, guys. So the initial values of the flag, both of them will be false. Okay, so both of them are going to be false here. Okay, so let us start. Okay, so the thing here is, so if you observe carefully, so flag 1, okay, so if a p node, if I want to execute p node, so assume that I want to execute p node first. So p node says that a flag of 0 equal to true. So it is going to set its own flag to true because it wants to go inside, right? So it is informing to everyone that I want to go inside. Okay, and what it will do is, in the next step, it is going to check while flag of 1. So if a flag of 1 is a false, means if it is a false, it will go inside, right? So if it is, so I am writing here, guys. So if it is a false, it will go inside because the statement will whole become false. So it will safely go outside. But if here it became a true, it will go in loop, right? Yes. Okay, so with that understanding, I think we can say that, so as here there is no issue, so this become true. Okay, so now the critical section will start executing, and once the whole critical section execution is done, we are again making this to false, and we are going to get out, and with the whole thing is done. So in the same way, if you execute this, it will also pass. But let us try mixing them, guys. Okay, so assume that I came till here, I made this value to be true. Okay, and now I started executing this guy. Okay, so now the flag of 1 equal to true. So I made this one to true. Okay, so now let us check the condition. So I will check here while flag of 1 is, so flag of 1 is a true, means here I am stuck in a loop, right? Yes, so we will be calling it as a trap, guys. Rather than saying loop, we will call it as a trap. Okay, similarly when it comes to p1, so p1 also checks the same condition with respect to flag 1. So again flag 1 is also true. So again here also it is going to go in infinite loop and it's a trap. So can we anytime come out of this particular trap, guys? The answer is no, right? Yes. So this is the disadvantage with respect to using a Boolean array flag, guys. So there is a problem of a deadlock, right? Yes. So this is a situation, we call it as a deadlock, guys. Okay, so now we are clear with the mutual exclusion, right? So at any moment of time, two processes cannot be inside. Okay, so what about progress? So what progress says, guys? Okay, so progress says that everyone should get their own chance whenever they need, right? Yes. So basically, if this p node wants to execute multiple times, is there a chance? There is a chance, guys, because here in while condition we are checking others flag. So if this guy did not even start executing, this will always be false only, right? This will always be false only. So at that time, this p node can execute hundreds or thousands of times. But once they both reach to deadlock, that is an issue, right? Yes. So due to deadlock, this is a mutual exclusion, but it is a not progress, guys. Because of that, a deadlock. Got it? Yes. So I think now this explanation took around 3 to 4 minutes. That's it, right? Yes. And there is no strict alternation also in this question, right? Yes. So if one starts and the other starts, both of them are getting struck indirectly, right? Yes. So mutual exclusion is a true, progress is a false, no strict alteration, but there is a deadlock when both of them are true. Got it? Yes. So it's a quite interesting thing, right? Yes. So now what they told is, so now there is a scientist called Peterson, mostly that could be his name. So he designed some other thing. So where he combined this turn and Boolean flag, guys. So he combined both of them to create a new concept. So this is a Peterson solution. And to be clear, I think everyone might have been guessed it. So this is the best solution for this two process solution. Okay, yes. So what he told is the initial value of the turn can be anything, guys. So there is no rule for the value of turn. So it might be 0 or 1. But when it comes to the flag, so both of them should be false. He have indicated them. Okay, so what exactly happens here? Let us try to analyze it. Okay, so assume that we want to execute a p node. So initially I will make my own flag true. So as I want to execute, I will make it a true. Okay, and I will make this turn equal to 1. Okay, so while turn equal to 1, if a turn is equals to 1 and a flag of 1 double equal to true. So if both of them are true, it will get stuck, guys. So if this is 1 and this is also true, it will get stuck. But here it is false. So I will enter inside the critical section and I will execute my code and I can run multiple times because this value is never changed, right? I can run multiple times. But let us take the deadlock case, guys, where both of them are true. So assume that I executed till here and I executed till here. At this time, both of them are true now, right? Yes. But here we are having one more variable, turn, right? Yes. So now this turn is there in between. So what shall we do? So let us make this a turn equal to 1 first. Okay. So let us go inside. So we will go inside and we will make a turn equal to 1. So now this turn value is 1. So now you will come inside. So you will check while turn double equal to 1. Yes, it is a true. And the flag of a 1 is also true. Yes, both are true. So means what is the thing, guys? If both are true, you cannot enter inside. So we are stuck here in loop, right? Yes. So now let us run from here. So now the turn value will be made 0. Okay. Now you are checking while of a turn is a double equal to 0 and flag double equal to 0. Okay. So again, here also there is an issue, right? So here also this is being satisfied and this is being satisfied. So again, this is a true and again, this is also getting stuck in a loop, right? So just give me a second. This solution should exist, right? Or am I doing anything wrong here? Just give me a second, guys. So basically there should not be a deadlock, right? Yeah, no chance of deadlock as a turn helps to avoid it. So where did I mess this question up? Or did I write something wrong here? Yeah, obviously. My name is Ishwar, so I'll be writing something wrong. So this turn value is a 0 and this turn value is a 1, guys. So you will be like, how did I know that, right? Yes. So the concept here is, so I have checked in the next page, guys. So I have solved them step by step, right? Oh, sorry. My bad. So it's 1 only. It's 0 only, okay? So just to give me a second, I'll be cross-checking it, like whether did I mess anything up or is this in that way only. So why did I end up with a deadlock? Because it is a 1. So the turn will be 1 and it will be 1. So it will be 0. Okay. So now I got it. Okay. So now I understood, guys. So now both of them looks like they are in deadlock, right? But this is executing here and this is executing here, right? Yes. So this got stuck, but let us try with this, guys. So while turn double equal to 1, but turn is equals to false. Hence this will enter inside, guys, because this is false now, right? So previously before this execution, this was not able to possible. Once this turn equal to 0, this is made possible, right? Yes. So this made this possible and this will make this possible, guys. Got it? Yes. So here in this way, the deadlock has been avoided. Wow, that's really good, right? So I have solved it in the runtime. That's really great. Okay, yes. So now you got an idea, right? So how exactly this Peterson solution is working? Yes. So now this Peterson solution will follow bounded weight also. Similarly, along with that, he will follow mutual exclusion and progress. Okay, and there is no strict alteration here. But when both ready, alert changes with will be again. Okay, sorry, I don't know what did I write also. So, but when both are ready, alter changes with alls will be given. Okay, sorry for that statement, guys. So no chance of a deadlock as a turn avoids it. So only for 2 processes. The only disadvantage here is what if I bring 3 processes, guys? Okay, so when I bring 3 processes, there is no solution for it, right? Yes. So that is the disadvantage with respect to Peterson solution and the whole conclusion of a 2-process solution, guys. So now you got an idea, right? So how exactly we are solving this synchronization problem with the help of critical section. Okay, so in the next lecture, we'll be discussing about the semaphores concept, guys. Okay, yes, I think we'll be starting and we'll be ending about semaphores in the next lecture only. The next lecture will also be a bit lengthy, guys. Okay, yes, all the lectures of operating system are 20 minutes around. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so in the next lecture, let us continue with semaphores. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thank you.